guys? Dave Van Auken here. Podcast 216. I'm going to go for around 10, 12 minutes on one topic. And we've been doing this on the audio side. And look, we're going to do a little video. You guys have been asking you want me to do this side on video. We usually do it when I do our interviews here in the Dave Van Auken show. But I'm going to do this on the video and on the audio side. So you're welcome. All right, 10, 12 minutes on the biggest topic from this past weekend. And of course, Max Holloway won the main event. Aaron Blanchfield, a superstar, right? Should get the next title shot in the flyweight divisions for the females. A lot of stuff that we can't get into. But there's one topic we got to talk about. There's just one moment, epic, amazing, just an iconic moment on this MMA landscape. One of these moments that, at least for me, I will remember forever. I will remember what I was eating, drinking, where I was at, what rocking chair I was in. Just an iconic moment. That was the Korean Zombie. The walkout, the fight itself, the walk out of the arena, the retirement inside the cage, and everything in between. So I'm going to break it down, a little lineage of it, just everything in between. So 10, 12 minutes on the Zombie. You guys ready? Here we go. I thought about it in a weird way. So when he was walking out, and all week long, I talked about it here under the Fight Banaz banner, that I thought, at least in my eyes, that this was the last dance. Like, this was it. He wanted Max Holloway. He wanted him in Singapore. Like, he wanted this. It felt like this was it, guys. Like, at least that's what I got from this fight. And I got a lot of pushback. I got a lot of people thought he was one fight away. He just fought Alexander Volkanovski for the championship. Usually, when you're that close to the championship and you fight Max Holloway, he's only 36 years young. He's still got some juice, looks like, left in the tank. He fought Max Holloway pretty tough for the first couple of rounds. It looks like your Korean Zombie's still top notch, top level, right? And when you're at that top level in the mixed martial arts game, you don't usually retire. But I really thought in my heart of hearts, this was it. And when he was walking out to the octagon and that amazing The Cranberries song Zombie was playing, and he was taking that moment in, and he was doing the Hulkamania, the Hulk Hogan thing. When he was doing that, I'm like, wow, this is it. Win, lose, or draw. And we all expected, the betting odds was expecting a loss. This was it. And the weird thing of it, the irony of it in a weird way, is I knew that we were in a moment. And especially in MMA, I don't know about you guys. Usually I'm not that way. We don't know. When we were watching Masvidal versus Ben Askren, did we know that we were in a moment? It was just so funny. The Makhachev and Volkanovski fight was just on YouTube. Maybe it was just in my algorithm. It just came up. I just rewatched that fight. I just rewatched it, and I'm like, wow, this is amazing. This fight was incredible. One of the best fights I've ever saw. But the first time watching the fight, I didn't think I was in a moment. It was like, who's winning? This is a great fight. Volkanovski's doing it. This is awesome. This is a really cool fight. Makhachev, all this stuff. I didn't know that I was in a moment the first time through. When the Korean Zombie's walking out to the cage, I know I'm in a moment. And in a weird way, I had goosebumps. I have goosebumps now talking about it. Very eerie, very, very cool that you're in a moment. So this is kind of real quick, little career, dialogue, I guess, if you want, for the Korean Zombie, Chan Sung-young. 17-8 mixed martial arts career, 7-5 in the UFC, 36 years young. We all remember, right? The introduction to the Korean Zombie for me, maybe for you guys as well. WEC 48. That was April 24th, 2010. He lost a split decision to Leonard Garcia. That was the fight. That was the moment where, like, this guy just walks forward. He walks like a zombie. He's the Korean Zombie. A year later, he fights him, WEC, absorbed UFC. He fights him in the UFC, fights Garcia again. That's when he defeats him with the twister V in the second round. And that's when we're like, oh, this guy's a monster. He's not even just the Zombie, but he's technical. He's a mixed martial artist. He's he's the full package. And I think we all fell in love with him. He's an amazing mixed martial artist, and he's got that grit, toughness. Zombie, he's the full package. And I thought, and one crazy thing about it is, and when I say he's 7-5 with the UFC, a lot of people are like, and I know he wasn't the champion, but for him, it doesn't matter. Like, it's weird that a lot of guys to get to this iconic status. You need to win a championship. You need to have maybe these amazing main event wins for him. And I'm going to get to that in a second. He's got some better wins than I think maybe people remember or think about. For him, he didn't need that. It was the way he fought. It was how he fought. It was how he loved the fans and how he gave us everything to us and we gave it back to him. It was this weird relationship. He didn't speak English. He didn't talk trash on the mic. It wasn't about that. It was how when that, ding, ding, when the cage door shut, the bell rung, what he did inside that octagon and what he gave to us, we gave it back tenfold. Yeah, I think the song helped. I think the Cranberries song helped. I think it gave us a connection tissue. A lot of us, I think in the same age group, grew up on that Cranberries Zombie song. So I think that helped for sure. But real quick, some of those wins. The Korean Zombie defeated Dustin the Diamond Poirier. He defeated Moicano, defeated Frankie Edgar, defeated Dan Ige. Dan Ige, his last win. Some of his losses. We go 7-5. His 5 losses in the UFC. Max Holloway, Jose Aldo, Volkanovski. We know the Yair Rodriguez flying elbow with 1 second left, and Brian Ortega. It's 5 of the greatest losses in the history of the sport. The weight class he fought in, how he fought. Just an amazing career. Just an honor to watch him fight. How he went out. And this is, I kind of want to talk on that. That's how I kind of want to end this podcast, end this Korean Zombie tribute. Just amazing, amazing career. Just so happy to see it and see it live. Woke up early, watched him in Singapore this past weekend. So the first round not going his way. I'm kind of, and I'm sorry that I'm mixing this up. It was the first or second round when Max Holloway got the knockdown, and he didn't want to go down, and he did that the arms wide. Didn't really want to do more damage to the Korean Zombie, and then the ref didn't stop it. Went for the Dar's choke, didn't get the stoppage, and they kept on fighting. And Max Holloway is amazing. Max Holloway is that guy, one of the greatest fighters in the history of the sport. And later on the week, we'll give Max his flowers as well. But wasn't going his way. Maybe that round's a 10-8. Or the other round's 10-9. So he's down 2 rounds. And maybe, like I said, he might be down 3 points in the first 2 rounds. So round 3 starts. And Zombie, and it's funny, Dustin Poirier has the best tweet. He goes, Max Holloway was Max Holloway, and the Korean Zombie went zombie. He just went for it. He maybe he knew this was it. He went full Korean Zombie, went forward, threw strikes, chin up, did what he did. He left everything out there. He put everything on the line. The knockout was pretty bad. The fall was bad for him to fall face forward like that was, it's just what he does. It's what he put it out there for. Amazing moment inside that octagon. Says, he's putting it, calling it quits, calling it a career. Unbelievable scene. And then to walk out the arena for the UFC production team, the best production team in all of sports, to go to city, to country, to state, week after week after week, and to put that song back on, for him to walk outside the octagon with his wife in tow, and for that song to play one last time, and the crowd to be singing it and cheering it and chanting it. What a scene. What a scene. The Korean Zombie retires from the UFC. I hope we see him again. Doing stuff around MMA. I hope he goes into the Hall of Fame next year. I think he's one of those guys, he doesn't have to be the face of the Hall of Fame. He doesn't have to be the first guy, but I do think he should be a first ballot UFC Hall of Famer. I know that doesn't mean a lot to a lot of people, but I think he should get in. And I would just love to see him around. They should go to, I think Singapore has been great for the UFC. They had a great pay-per-view with Yuri and Glover last year. I hope they go there at least once a year, and every time they go, he should be there. Hopefully they go to, to Korea in the near future, and the Korean Zombie can be a part of that. So, just kudos to one of the all-time greats. He always, when he fought, I watched, and I think a lot of people are just like me on that platform about when the Korean Zombie is must-see TV. He was always electric. He main evented so many times, and he was just must-see TV. I was happy he main evented a major pay-per-view in Jacksonville, Florida versus Alexander Volkanovski. But unbelievable career. There we go. Just wanted to give the zombie at least 10 minutes here on this platform, the Dave Van Auken Show. This is podcast 216, is being presented by Guerrilla Warfare. Our people, shout out to our people at guerrillawarfareapparel.com. Go check them out today at guerrillawarfareapparel.com. And shout out to you guys. Keep on listening, downloading, subscribing, sharing, liking, all those good things. We appreciate you guys. If you have an iPhone, if you're listening to this still, I appreciate you guys. If you give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, iTunes, that means a lot to us as well. All right, we are out. We'll see you guys next time.